every one I made, I felt up you, Hitler. In 1938, January 38, we moved out of London to Hillingdon, Middlesex. And I was working in London in the factory in Canal Road, Dalston, making men's made-to-measure clothing, you know, their suits. They used to come in and be measured and we made their suits. It was a very scary time for all people. That when you left home in the morning, you never knew if you were going to get home that night or you were going to be dead, injured, what? You wondered how many bombers he had. Nothing to have 7 hours or more of them. The bomb would come down and the blast would do as much damage as the bomb done. Know what I mean? If it came down in the street, made big holes, and the blast would make the houses crumble. And one day, these bombs came down on parachutes. They'd come down on parachutes, and as they hit the ground, bits would fly out all over, and with fire coming out of them. And I was jumping all over them. They was about that long, about that fat, and they was all alight. They was setting houses alight and everything. And of course they were flying like this, scared the life out of me. I thought I was going to die burnt. We lost friends, we lost neighbours. It curbed our lives. It altered our lives in such a way that we were teenagers, but we grew up so quickly. We had to. I found it sad to go walking round places that I'd known all my life, and they weren't there anymore. Neither were the people. They'd either been, moved out or killed or injured. And although you felt sad, upset, you had to learn that life had to go on. You had to keep going and having that bit of temper against the Germans that made you go forward. They aren't coming and with their jackboots marching down our streets. That was the attitude of 99% of the people. It did make people's backbone very firm against the Germans, very firm. But then again, you see, during the war, it made such a difference to people that were standoffish, you were all in the same boat. People that had held themselves apart, you all needed that clinging together, if you know what I mean, to help one another. People that had thought they were above you and only passed the time of day soon learnt that they needed you. Going home, I had to go to Liverpool Street and catch the tube to Hillingdon. Well, when the bombing got really bad, my mum, she opened the local Gazette on the Saturday morning, and after I'd had my breakfast, she turned it round, find yourself a job. And that's what I had to do. I was making Navy sea coats. They came on all in bits, rolled up together. You made them up from scratch, as we called it. You made a hood that they could tie, you know, and the collar, the hood fitted sort of like that, so that no water went down their necks. And the pocket flaps were very, very deep, so no water got in them. You made the sleeves, the cuffs and the sleeves, and then fitted it all together. Were very well thought of, very well planned, in my estimation. When they were made up and you were doing the last bits, oh, they were heavy. By the time you'd done a day's work, you know, and we were young, you know, I was young, wasn't I? It still made your shoulders ache and your body ache. Sometimes I could hardly push my bike pedals round. But no matter how hard that work was, and how tired you were, I always felt that every coat I made kept a sailor, I kept him warm. I kept him free of getting soaking wet. So every coat I made, and I made to the best of my ability. Every one I made, I felt up you, Hitler. I love my country. We all did in the East End. Our country was us. I think it was when I was making the Navy sea coats. It gave me a sense of purpose, but I thought that I wasn't doing enough for my country. And because then the war was escalating. Know what I mean? Things were going on and getting worse as time went on. And seeing what went on around, seeing people in London looking ill, thin, haggard, maybe that was what spurred me to join the ATS.